The 2014 legislative session moved more public land legislation to the governor's desk than in any previous session, the bulk of it sponsored by legislators from urban areas. They ranged from having the means to declare state wilderness lands to having a means to take over and run the national parks in case of another federal shutdown. Today we wanted to take a half an hour to try to get up to speed on the massive number of lands-related bills that came to the state of Utah and were engaged in the legislative session. Well, to do that, in my estimation, there's no better person to have as a guest for a one-on-one conversation than Mark Ward from the Utah Association of Counties. I think that as far as anybody who has a grasp of the breadth of issues of land and road issues across the state, Mark's the guy to do it. Thanks for taking the time.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Chad.
What was unique about this year's legislative session as far as lands bills?
There were quite a number of bills that I think are taking the public lands transfer movement out of the sort of the edge and more into the mainstream. There's a lot of evidence that that movement is here to stay.
You said there are a growing number of urban legislators dealing in public land policy. How many?
Representative Stratton, Representative Roberts, Representative Ivory, Representative Handy, and it's always dangerous when I say this because I may leave somebody out. I may get a call from some legislator saying, "You didn't mention me."
Call me and we'll announce it on the next show, okay?
But you know, those are some that come to mind. Those are all Wasatch Front legislators.
Well, Roger Barris is
over. You know, obviously he has great interest. Those are some that come to mind immediately. You know, had you asked me that question 6, 7, 8 years ago, I would have just been able to cite to rural legislators. But these are Wasatch Front legislators, up and down the Wasatch Front. Because I realize that there's a connection between what happens on federal lands in rural parts of the state and the well-being of citizens on the Wasatch Front.
Okay, one last question for you. How many bills, land-related bills, did we pass this year?
That I'm aware of, 13 bills, which is quite a hefty amount. The public lands movement is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, that's for sure.